most Singer machines have the triple straight stitch and a triple zigzag. And I do get excited about this stitch because this is one stitch when I do my classes, people are thrilled to realize they have built into their machine. So on the Singer Elite ME457, it is on the straight stitch selection. You see that there's actually a blue and a red version that's got like 3 stitches next to each other. And that's the one we're going to start with. Now, if you have a machine that has dials, you will find that most of the videos that we're doing on this model will relate to most Singer mechanical machines. So definitely find the link below in the description where you can binge watch all these videos from the beginning and learn more about the Singer model that you have. This is super fun. So let me show you this stitch, how it's sewn, and then I'm going to describe where I have used this stitch to save my life. Yes. Okay, so as a straight stitch, if you're just on a normal setting for a straight stitch, you just get a straight stitch. But you can see that there is a blue and red. So that means I need to be over here in the blue S1. And I'll tell you the truth, you can be at the red S2. It doesn't matter, they're the same one. And you'll probably just want to have your needle in the center needle position, so set the width at 0. Needle position also in the center. And then just go ahead, I am going to show you by not folding my fabric on the normal grain of the fabric, but I'm going to fold it diagonal. So on the bias, when you see how this stitch is stitched, there are 2 stitches forward and 1 stitch back. So that's why it's called a triple stitch, because every time you're going to end up with 3 stitches on in each hole. So it's going to be nice and strong. That's one of the reasons I do love it. I do actually even use this decoratively because it looks like I've stitched with a heavier thread. So sometimes I'll use it to kind of highlight something that I'm kind of accentuating, kind of like eyeliner. So yeah, take a look at what this looks like. So people always say, oh my gosh, it looks like you used a thicker thread. And did I go to the store and buy a thicker thread? I didn't. And I didn't even have to, and if I had bought a thicker thread, I would have had to put a bigger needle in, a top stitch needle. And now I had to decide whether I was going to put that thicker thread in my bobbin or just leave my normal bobbin, which would then mean I've got tension adjustment because I got a thicker thread and a thinner thread. We've eliminated all those other questions when we just use the stitch that's built into the machine. The other reason I sewed this on the diagonal and the bias is because it is considered a stretch stitch. Now, if I had done that with a straight stitch, those stitches would have popped and broken as I pulled on it. So sometimes people will use this stitch when you're sewing like a pair of pants in the crotch seam. You will need some extra strength and some support, and that makes such a difference. Just use the triple straight stitch and it will do that trick for you. If you've ever sewn something 3 times, so it would be secure with 3 times of stitching, now it just looks like you sewed it 3 times. Kind of usually looks a little messy because the stitches are all beside each other or almost on top of each other. This looks so much more professional. So I love this stitch, and you only have to do it once. If you want the zigzag version, once again, go ahead and turn it to the zigzag setting. This time you have control of the width. So go ahead and, here, let's do a nice wide one, and I'll just stitch it kind of beside the triple straight stitch. And you can see I'm on the blue or the red. It's the same stitch there. Okay, this should give you an idea. Turn that hand wheel, bring the take-up lever to the highest position. Always do that. I love the cutter on the side of this machine. This almost looks like it could be decorative. It could look like rickrack, especially if you put a variegated thread in. You could have some fun with that. So there's also, that's another reason I always tell people to stitch out all these stitches, because they look 10 times better stitched out than they do just pictured on this wheel, especially if you want to use some decorative thread or some higher contrast fabric where you can really see them pop. And I love variegated thread. So that's another thing we'll talk about as we talk about the decorative stitches. So I want you to try these stitches out. Try the different widths. You can get it wider or narrower. And next time you need to make something very secure, instead of sewing it 3 times, use the triple straight stitch or the triple zigzag. All right, check out all the videos that we have done on the Singer machines. These machines are very similar to a lot of different models, and you can pick up a lot of good information and translate it to your model of Singer sewing machine. So enjoy. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so I can keep making more videos in the future. Happy sewing, everyone.